I need y'all to get your water, get your popcorn, get your soda, whatever. Support the brother over here, man. It's crazy, bro. Let's check it out. Subscribe. This story needs to blow up part 2 by Amala Ekpunobi. Hopefully I said that right.
Well, guys, welcome to part 2. In part 1, we investigated claims that a 17-year-old was invited to the Bop House to film TikTok videos. That ended up being true. It was 17-year-old influencer Piper Raquel, who has tens of millions of followers across all of her platforms. Upon further investigation, we found out that Piper Raquel has a website where you can buy bikini-clad photos of this minor, and this website is parent-managed, at least.
It's pretty much an OnlyFans, bro. Pretty much an OnlyFans, but she's a minor.
According to its own bio. Now, who's the parent managing this website? We speculated as to who that was. You guys can check it out in part 1 if you're unfamiliar. But today we have to get into part 2 and ask ourselves some questions. How is this allowed? Are there other minors operating in this way on this website or other sites like it? And what do we do going forward? So let's have the conversation and get into part 2.
Hey, man, if y'all know her Instagram, go hit her up. Tell her I want her, bro. She nice. You know what I'm saying? She nice.
Of course, in part 1, we discovered Piper Raquel's website, which is parent managed, and we speculated as to who that parent was. Maybe the momager of Piper Raquel, Tiffany Smith, who has been working with Piper in creating this sexually suggestive content, it seems, for quite some time. But of course, I have to say, everything in this video is alleged. It's for informational purposes, and I am speculating as to what is happening in the many situations we are going to discuss moving forward. Now, to follow up on the Piper Raquel story, you'll remember there was a young girl from the Bop House named Joy May. She is one of the OnlyFans creators that lives at the Bop House. She was opposed to Piper Raquel even coming there in the first place, made a whole video crying about the fact that they had a 17-year-old on the premises.
She the only one with some sense.
As you guys know what you do at the Bop House. You guys know that you are OnlyFans creators, and you guys know that you are leading sexually charged individuals over to Piper's page. But Joy has followed up on her initial video, saying she overreacted. Watch.
I overreacted.
Overreacted?
And I was very, very emotional, as you guys can see.
You're a victim.
I do have a lot of other
She was definitely on her cycle. She must have been.
issues with the Bop House, but the Piper situation was completely innocent, and I did take it out of context. I did speak with Piper and her.
Wait, how are you backtracking? Innocent?
Lies, lies, lies.
Okay, I thought the crime was OD, but you backtracking now and saying, oh, it was innocent. It was, huh? Innocent or not, they still collabed with a minor, and she was dancing pretty sexually. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing innocent by the way she was dancing. You know what I'm saying?
And they are very, very sweet people, and they are under controversy that they honestly don't deserve. I did post on my YouTube the real reason why I left the Bop House, so if you want to know the truth of that, please go find it there.
Let's read some comments before we move forward. This one says, yeah, we know you overreacted. 25,000 likes on that one. Piper is just a child being exploited by her mom. Stop bullying her.
Why you bully me? You fucking bitch, why you bully me? Everyone ask.
Next one, Piper's mom is not sweet. So we have a plethora of opinions on this particular case. I'll let Joy know right now, girl, you did not overreact. The only way in which you overreacted is if you're okay with what Piper is doing online right now, and what it seems her mother is leading.
Fact, she's literally letting the internet bully her into backtracking. You did not overreact. The crime was a bit much, but your thoughts and opinions are valid.
To do online. And this seems to be further evidence to the possibility that Piper's mom is the one behind all of this, the momager managing these sexually suggestive pages, selling images of this minor to men. Because why would Piper's mom be having a discussion with Joy, an OnlyFans creator, about her overreacting in regard to Piper being at the Bop House? Riddle me that. And Joy, I gotta let you know, you are not overreacting, at least from what I found online. And I've seen TikTok after TikTok of people starting to pick up this situation and talk about it, and all roads seem to lead to Tiffany Smith, Piper Raquel's mom. Now again, I don't know if Tiffany Smith is the parent manager of these parent managed websites for Piper, but I do know whoever is managing the sites has been making some changes. And in order to talk about the changes that are being made to this website, I guess I'm gonna have to expose the website itself, so drumroll please. The website is Brand Army. Now let's talk about the changes. When I initially heard about Piper Raquel's Brand Army page, she had a 3-tier subscription. The initial tier, the lowest tier, was free. But once this controversy started picking up and viral TikToks were being made about it, or we made our video about this situation, the bottom free tier changed to $5. And now the bottom tier is $10. So who is here hearing stories of this page and driving traffic to this page and suddenly deciding to change the monetary value of the lowest subscription? Could it be the parent that is managing this website? Now, the second tier subscription on Piper's page used to be $30. Now it's $35. So let's really think about this.
Oh, so they're trying to capitalize off of this press. Because you know they say all press is good press. There's probably people that saw that exposed video and went straight to her little page and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? $100. I want to see everything. I guarantee you that there's some people like that did just that.
That a minor is selling sexually suggestive photos of herself, or a parent is selling sexually suggestive photos of this minor online. People have discovered this website. Traffic is being driven to it either for investigative purposes or some nasties who are trying to get these photos. And instead of taking down the website as whoever is managing it, as it's claimed to be parent managed, you drive up the price multiple times. And it's not only that, Piper is not the only individual featured in the images that are being sold on her website. I went through some of the images, tried to cross-reference those with people she follows on Instagram or people she is pictured with on Instagram, and I can confirm, at least through my investigation, that at least one other minor individual, according to US standards of what a minor is featured in the pictures that are being sold on Piper's website.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Of course, I'm not going to say who that is, but it is one thing to involve as a parent your child in these images, but to pull other individuals in to make these photos.
This shit is deep. This shit might have just got a whole lot worse. This is actually crazy. Other kids? So not only are you going to pimp out your own kid, you really have to pimp out other people's kids. It's crazy.
Absolutely blows my mind. Piper is also featured with a young woman that I found through going through her socials who is 19 years old making this sexual content. So a 19-year-old is getting together with the 17-year-old to make these photos and knows that they're being sold to men on the internet? So weird.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
And of course, it begs the question, is Piper the only minor who's being victimized in this way on this Brand Army site? And of course, the answer is no. I'm doing these images and videos because I don't want to share other minors on this site in case this information gets into the wrong hands. But there are other profiles on this Brand Army website that are parent managed and at least allude to some sort of sexual nature behind the posts that they're making. Again, I cannot confirm that these are all sexual accounts, but many of them are insinuating it.
I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here, because it's getting ridiculous.
And then, of course, you have to ask yourself, does Brand Army, this company, know that this is being hosted on their site? If they have enough forethought to put minors on parent-managed accounts, then they know that minors are often objectified and victimized by predators. That's why you would put parents as the gatekeepers on this website.
Exactly. You suspect. We are on to you. We are on to you.
FBI, open up!
So I looked into Brand Army and wanted to see how they treat their junior accounts, and I found this page. So by the way, on this Brand Army website, if you want to be a creator, somebody who posts videos and pictures and sells these posts, you can be below the age of 18. But if you want to be a subscriber or a fan to these creators, you have to be above the age of 18.
What do you mean by that?
Now, Brand Army says that a junior channel is a parent-run and managed subscription community of a junior content creator or social media influencer under the age of 18 years old. Now, under their identification policy, it says that junior channel creators and their parents have to provide identification of some kind. It says that each junior channel must include parent managed somewhere in its about section so that everybody knows this is parent managed. And this is where things get interesting. Unacceptable content, prohibited and subject to immediate removal from Brand Army. Now here are the different pillars that are unacceptable. Any fetish, photo, video, PDF, audio content, or textual copy, nudity, lingerie, twerking videos, emojis. And remember these emojis.
Yep, and we know for sure that she got some bikini photos on there.
The eggplant, the wet emoji, the pepper emoji, the peach emoji, the bunny emoji, the hot emoji, or the devil emoji. Now let's go back to our last video where we check in on Piper Raquel's page. And what sort of emojis did we see there? So we all saw that devil emoji, right? And this is where the story gets
Got him.
Gotcha.
Because of course, as I am investigating this Brand Army website, I'm thinking, who are the founders and owners? They need to be made aware that this is happening on their website. I found 2 names. I then found those names on Instagram. I sent them a DM saying I was investigating this, asked about their awareness of Piper Raquel's page and how they were handling this according to their guidelines, and I got no response. I also messaged the Brand Army page on Instagram, and I got no response. But since then, Piper Raquel's page has changed. Let's go take a look. Now, the description on her $100 tier is the same, but the purple devil emoji has changed to a purple heart.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't blame them, man. They gotta do that damage control. I don't even blame them.
Why that is. But whoever made the changes to that $100 tier has not made all the necessary changes to conceal the fact that they're selling sexually suggestive images of a minor online. Back to the junior content guidelines, captions and direct message words must be mainstream and not flirtatious. Any content or language, both written and verbal, that is sexually suggestive or could be perceived as sexually suggestive or is deemed suggestive by the Brand Army staff. No micro bikinis, G-strings, thongs, thong bikinis, no showing underboob, no dancing on live stream for tips. Who knows whether or not that's happening? 100% bikini swimwear content. You must have a 50-50 mix of swimwear and non-swimwear content. What?
What?
This is not a bikinis only platform for teenagers. So if you're selling a bunch of content on Brand Army of you in a bikini and you're a minor, you just have to make sure you juxtapose that with 50% non-swimwear content. Please.
What kind of busted rule is that? They're pretty much saying, oh, if you're a teenager, you could post some bikini photos. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you post other content as well. So you could damn near post some sexy lingerie bikini shit. But if you post the content with you chilling under a tree or playing a flute or some shit, it's okay.
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy.
Okay, that's kind of wild.
Makes sense. And here's another guideline that Piper Raquel's page is not following. You are not supposed to have Playboy branding on clothing or in a video or photo. And boy, do we have evidence of that. And not only that, you are not supposed to be posed for photos or videos in a bed. And not only has she done that, she's done that with another minor present in the photos, allegedly. And of course, Piper is not the only page that's in violation of the supposed junior guidelines, some of which make no sense. Here's another example of a page
that shit made
with
no
another
sense.
emoji in one of the descriptions of their tiers. So how is Brand Army not catching these little slip-ups? Well, they claim to be requiring monthly check-ins. They say we require the parent of a junior channel creator to check in once per month with their Brand Army contact. We want to know that the parents are continuing to manage and monitor their child's junior channel. We also want to know if there's anything we can do to help support their channel and see if there are areas in which we can improve. And the wording on this is very interesting. I'll read it again. We want to know that the parents are continuing to manage and monitor the child's junior channel. So on these monthly check-ins, are you getting on the phone with the parent and saying, hey, is everything okay? You guys making money? And then hearing yes and hanging up? Are you checking in on the websites of these minors? Are you checking in on the parents that are supposedly managing these sites to make sure they're following their guideline?
Yeah, bro, they're probably calling and checking in like, hey, man. So how much money y'all make this month? We make a good 50K this month. We also got some bikini pictures on there, some lingerie. We make a lot of our money from that type of content. And then the brand page is like, okay, cool, keep it up. As long as that 50K keep coming in, I don't care what you post. That's good.
Doesn't seem like it. And when somebody DMs you to let you know this site may have run away from you at least once, if not many times, wouldn't you want to check in on that and make some changes? Maybe when a 17-year-old has a set of photos for sale on your site with a caption that says, Sophie Rain made me do it, you need to make changes. So we're gonna wait to see if we ever hear back from Brand Army, but I can promise you I'm not going to hold my breath.
And that's how this is bad for Sophie Rain's and the Bop House's brand, because now you got a minor tying your name to some scandally clad photos on this damn website. Your name is tied into that. So now people are going to look into you. That's why the other girl's claims and grievances were valid. She backtracked, but she was right. They should have never collabed with a minor, especially with the parent she has. Her parent was trying to capitalize off the Sophie Rain effect. You know what I'm saying?
wait, if you call now, there's more. Brand Army is apparently not the only website out there that is hosting this sort of content. Going down a rabbit hole, we found another website titled Passes that apparently allows minors to create accounts, and Passes is marketed or at least spoken about in a way that refers to it as an alternative for OnlyFans. It's a way for creators to connect with their fans without getting into super
Hey man, I might damn near start OnlyFans, man. Who's subscribing?
That's a little gay.
explicit content, but it doesn't mean you can't have a little not safe for work content on the site. And seemingly on this site, much like Brand Army, we have these parent managed accounts that are popping up where parents are seemingly willingly engaging with the fans of their children in a sexual way. And many of you, of course, commented on part 1 and said, Amla, this is not a new problem. And I know I've reported on it on this channel specifically with this story. This New York Post article is titled, Meta allowed parents to exploit their kids by having pedophiles pay to see them in bikinis on Instagram. Meta's new paid subscriber service allowed parents to exploit their children by charging pedophiles to gawk at their bikini-clad kids on Instagram, where girls as young as 9 years old were attracting comments from men
oh my
such as
God,
perfect
bro.
bikini body.
Oh my God, bro.
And you are so hot.
Not all people deserve to be parents. You know what I'm saying? Not all people deserve to be parents. How could you do this and feel no type of way about it? I don't care how much money I'm getting. If I'm doing this to my child, I'll feel disgusted with myself. How can you live with yourself, man? That's actually crazy, bro. These people are something else, man.
Staffers at Facebook and Instagram parent Meta said that they flagged hundreds of so-called parent-managed minor accounts that were using the subscription feature on those platforms to sell exclusive content that included photos of young girls in bikinis and leotards to mostly men, according to the Wall Street Journal. So yeah, it seems to be a tale as old as time that keeps jumping from platform to platform to platform, where parents are subjecting their children to this sort of victimization. And we know where some of these...
I gotta say this, man. She got some great editing, bro. She got some good quality videos, man. In my life, you ever see this? You got some good quality videos for sure. And I see that guitar in the background. You just like me for real. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. That's a guitar right there. Big guitar. And I can play it. I'll play something for you just right now, man. I'll play something for you just... That's for you. Don't forget it. You thought I was gonna sing? I'm not gonna sing. I might sing later on though.
Lead. Another commonly made comment on part 1 was that Piper Raquel is yet another example of a Danielle Cohn. Now, I had no idea who Danielle Cohn is, but decided to look into this name. Now, she seemingly was exploited as a minor herself as young as 15 years old. Many say she had a fanfics account where images were being sold of her online, and of course, sexually suggestive ones. I don't know who was responsible for this page, but it is clear that it started when she was below the age of 18. And of course, as it is the natural progression of things, Danielle Cohn now does Playboy. So you can see how one stepping stone leads to the other. And as
Yep, so that's why I'm not surprised if Piper, she's gonna start having OnlyFans as soon as she turns 18. I will not be surprised.
Danielle Cohn, I'm thinking, wait a second, that name actually does sound familiar. And it sounds familiar because if you go to Brand Army and sign up for the parent-managed page of 17-year-old minor Piper Raquel, you're going to get suggested to you other accounts that are similar to Piper Raquel's. Now, what was one of the accounts that was suggested to me as a follower of Piper Raquel? Danielle Cohn. So guys, for legal purposes, I don't know what's going on this website. So guys, take that information as you will. You let me know what that means to you.
All right, to sum it up, that website is shady. All right, you got it.
But again, I have questions. How are we supposed to get through to somebody on this site to make changes in regard to this? In looking into this, I've confirmed that this sort of behavior online is most definitely illegal.
You know, I like that she's just not reporting this, but she's also trying to contact these places and these websites and make a change. I like that. She's not just talking out of her ass, she's actually trying to make a change.
Not bad, not bad.
Oh, wouldn't Brand Army like to know that what's happening on their site is direct exploitation, sexual exploitation at that, of minors, and that it is in fact illegal? And once you've been alerted to this information, if you've seen my DMs and emails, wouldn't you want to do something about it instead of allowing this to run rampant on your page? And if you haven't heard from me yet, hi Brand Army! Maybe as many of us as possible should reach out to this website to let them know what is happening on their site, what is being hosted on their site, because maybe now to this very day, they are still unaware. I gotta say, I'd love to be a fly on the wall for the next required monthly check-in with Piper Raquel's momager, who is supposedly behind this brand army page. What exactly are you guys discussing that lets this fly under the radar? Also, another question, brand army, what percentage are you profiting off of minors who are selling sexually suggestive photos of themselves on your site? How much of that are you guys
That's a great question.
So while brand army works on that question, I'm gonna pose the same question to Passes, and I think Passes might actually have an answer. In fact, I think Passes is going to be forced to have an answer because they're actually in the middle of a lawsuit right now.
Tick-tock, motherfucker!
Let's read about that. AOL.com says influencer Lucy Guo sued for allegedly allowing CP on her social media platform billed as OnlyFans minus the nudity. The article goes on to say high-flying Miami party girl and tech influencer Lucy Guo has been named in a class action lawsuit alleging she and her subscription-based social media platform for influencers, Passes, knowingly recruited underage girls to create and distribute CP to members. The bombshell suit alleges how Passes and one of the explicit site's agents, Alex Celestin, took pains to hide the alleged sexual exploitation of the teen plaintiffs, and that Guo herself personally intervened to override the site's internal restrictions to strip underage content creators of protections put in place to protect minors. Guo has vigorously denied the accusations. According to the suit, between July and September of last year, Celestin and Lanny Ganoza, the site's erstwhile director of talent, instructed lead plaintiff and OnlyFans model Alice Rosenblum, who was allegedly 17 at the time, to, quote, create images and videos of herself engaged in sexually explicit conduct, end quote, and upload them on the site via its data storage system known as, quote, the Vault.
Damn! How do you do that? How do you do that? What the hell is going on?
It further alleges that both Passes and Guo knew Rosenblum was underage, but never took any steps to thwart the content from being made available, and that the site allegedly remains in possession of pornographic images and videos of then underage girls who make up the class members. And it's interesting to note that this guy, Celestin, who's named in the lawsuit, used to work for Fanfics. And you'll remember we spoke about Fanfics because that's the site that was allegedly home to Danielle Cohn's content when she was underage. Fanfics has allegedly cleaned up shop since and no longer allows for minor pages. And you'll let me know if this sounds familiar. For the Passes website, it says joining the site as a minor required verifiable parent consent forms, which included a signed consent form, a video conference held with the parents, and a...
Bro, my brother playing music so loud, bro. That me randomly blasting music for no reason.
Copy of the parent's identification or license. And here's where we'll stop on this article. Conveniently, the suit claims that on February 24th, the option for 15 to 17-year-olds to join the site, as well as details of its stringent internal safeguards, vanished from Passes terms and conditions.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Now, as the article states, and I will reiterate, Lucy and Passes vehemently deny that they had any knowledge that this was taking place on their site or that they are responsible for this sort of behavior and activity. So, Passes is in the middle of the legal ramifications of this sort of activity taking place online, and I'm wondering when that's going to take place for brand art.
You know, every time you look into something that deals with kids and some PDF file shit, it always gets deeper and deeper and deeper. It's like a whole network. You know what I'm saying? Like, she started off researching Piper and it led her to a whole other string of events that has to do with children and the P word. That shit crazy, man.
And that concludes part 2 of our investigation. So what started off as a 17-year-old making TikToks at a Bop House turned into the discovery that that 17-year-old has a website where sexually suggestive photos are being sold of her. That website claims to be parent-managed. We looked further into that site and found other parent-managed accounts that seem to be selling similar content to a plethora of different customers. We tried to let the website and its owners know, hey, this is going on your site, and we've received a total of 0 responses. But hey, maybe they just haven't read the messages yet. But that investigation led us to Passes, yet another website that has its own history of selling sexually explicit or sexually suggestive content of minors. So much history, in fact, that they're in the middle of a lawsuit. So that's where we're at in our story. Will there be a part 3? Probably, because minor exploitation quite literally never ends on the internet, and we just so happened to uncover it covering one of these stories.
Well, damn. Yeah, that's definitely the end of that I get the feeling that she's gonna make more parts of this, and it's gonna be like a whole big investigation, and then it's all gonna lead back to fucking Diddy. Her research gonna take her to Diddy. It's shit crazy.
You talking my language, I can't help but like it. And just like a light switch, you turn me on. That body, my music.